إنا أنزلناه قرآنا عربيا لعلكم تعقلون.
بسم الله وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And welcome to الدرس الرابع, the fourth lesson. This lesson will be split into two parts, part A and part B. Before we begin, let's take a look at what we should know by the end of the lesson. By the end of the lesson, you should know: number 1, al-ism al-marfu', the noun that is marfu' in Arabic. Number 2, what a preposition is, referred to in Arabic as harfu jar. Number 3, how to make an ism, a noun, become majroor. And finally, number 4, the difference between masculine and feminine proper nouns. So far in our course, we have been focusing heavily on understanding what a noun and ism is. The plural of noun is asma, nouns. There are certain signs that a noun has or can accept to allow us to differentiate between a verb, fi'l, and a particle, harf. This is very important to know in Arabic. We have already covered 2 of these signs in previous lessons. Sign number 1, at-tanween. If a word has at-tanween, the sound at the end of the word, this is an indication that it is a noun and not a verb or a particle. For example, we can say Muhammadun, which means Muhammad. Or we can say kitabun, which means a book. Similarly, we can say masjidun, which means a mosque. All of these words can quite easily be identified as nouns, asma, due to the tanween at the ending of the words. We have covered this in lesson number 1. And sign number 2 from the signs of a noun is that it accepts al or alif and lam at the beginning of the word. For example, we can say al-baytu, which means the house. Or we can say al-madrasatu, which means the school. Similarly, we can say ar-rajulu, which means the man. All of these words are nouns due to the al or alif and lam at the beginning of the word. These are just 2 signs from the 4 signs that help us identify a noun from a verb and a particle. We will cover the next 2 signs at a later date, insha'Allah. Now, the noun, ism, ending in 1 dhamma or 2 dhammas, referred to in Arabic as dhammatan, is known as ism marfu', a noun that is marfu'. And the sign of it being marfu' is the dhamma at the end of the word. This is the original ending of nouns in Arabic. In this lesson, we will see for the first time examples of sentences changing from ending in a dhamma to ending in a kasra. For example, al-baytu, the house, becomes fil bayti, in the house. Fi is a harf, a particle from huruf al-jar, the prepositions. It means in. When it comes in front of a noun, it causes the noun to end in a kasra most of the time, as can be seen in the example. The word fi by itself doesn't give us a full meaning nor a complete sentence. However, when an ism, a noun, follows it, it makes a phrase, known in Arabic as shibhu jumla. So we can say harfu jar, a preposition, plus ism, a noun, equals shibhu jumla, a phrase. Even the above shibhu jumla phrase isn't considered a complete sentence in Arabic. This is because we need a subject or a verb in front of the phrase to complete it. For example, if I was to say fil bayti, which means in the house, and stop, it would cause you to think ماذا في البيت? What's in the house? Or من في البيت? Who's in the house? In this example, by introducing a subject, مبتدأ, in front of our existing phrase, في البيت, we will then have a full sentence. For example, if we introduce the subject, الولد, in front of the phrase, في الغرفة, it becomes الولد في الغرفة, which means the boy is in the room. Similarly, we can say البنت في الغرفة, which means the girl is in the room. So another way of making a nominal sentence in Arabic is مبتدأ, subject, plus shibhu jumla, a phrase. And as we previously mentioned, a phrase is comprised of a preposition and a noun. An example of a verb coming in front of shibhu jumla, a phrase, could be ذهب إلى المسجد, which means he went to the mosque. Or we can say خرج من البيت, which literally means he left from the house. Both ذهب and خرج are past tense verbs. We will learn more about past tense verbs in part B of lesson 4, Insha'Allah. Ala is another example of a harf jar, a preposition. It means on. We can say الساعة على المكتب, which means the watch is on the desk. Or we can say الكتاب على المكتب, which means the book is on the desk. Like the previous preposition fi, we can see that when ala came in front of the noun al-maktab, it caused it to end in a kasra. The noun that has been affected by the harf al-jar preposition is now referred to as ism majroor, a noun that is majroor, and the sign of it being majroor is the kasra at the end of the word. Please note, we can change the mubtada, the subject, for a dhamir, a pronoun, as we have previously mentioned that pronouns, dhamair, can also be used to replace nouns. For example, we can answer the question أين Muhammad, which means where is Muhammad, by saying Muhammadun fil ghurfati, which means Muhammad is in the room. Or we can say huwa fil ghurfati, which means he is in the room. Let's now open our books to الدرس الرابع, the fourth lesson. Alif. البيت, the house. في البيت, in the house. المسجد, the mosque. في المسجد, in the mosque. المكتب, the desk. على المكتب, on the desk. السرير, the bed. على السرير, on the bed. ba. I want you to listen closely to the pronunciation of the following exercise. Repeat after me. أين محمد? Where is Muhammad? هو في الغرفة. He is in the room. وأين ياسر? And where is Yasir? هو في الحمام. He is in the bathroom. وأين آمنة? And where is Amina? هي في المطبخ. She is in the kitchen. أين الكتاب? Where is the book? هو على المكتب. It is on the desk. And finally, وأين الساعة? And where is the watch? هي على السرير. It is on the bed. As you can see in this lesson, the ضمير هو and هي can be used when referring back to a person or a thing. If the noun is masculine, we say هو. In this case, it means it. And likewise, if the noun is feminine, we say هي. In this case, it also means it. تمارين. Exercises. Exercise number 1 says أجب عن الأسئلة الآتية, which means answer from the following questions. Now, you have 11 questions relating to the exercise in part B. I would like you to answer each question using full sentences. Once you have finished, kindly send me your homework via email. Exercise number 2. It says اقرأ واكتب مع ضبط أواخر الكلمات, which means read and write with the vowelization of the endings of the words. In this exercise, I want you to ensure that the last vowel on the ending of each word is clearly written. Pay close attention to those nouns that are preceded by a harfu jar, a preposition. Once you have completed the exercise, kindly send me your answers via email. The next exercise says اقرأ واكتب. Read and write. Repeat after me. الطالب في الجامعة. The student is in the university. الرجل في المسجد. The man is in the mosque. أين التاجر? Where is the businessman? هو في الدكان. He is in the shop. القلم على المكتب. The pen is on the desk. أين زينب? Where is Zainab? هي في الغرفة. She is in the room. أين الورق? Where is the paper? هو على المكتب. It is on the desk. أين المدرس? Where is the teacher? هو في الفصل. He is in the classroom. أين ياسر? Where is Yasir? هو في المرحاض. He is in the toilet. الشمس والقمر في السماء. The sun and the moon are in the sky. من في الفصل? Who is in the classroom? I would like you to write out all of these sentences into your notebook, ensuring that all of the vowels are written on all of the letters. Once you have finished with this exercise, kindly send it back to me via email. An interesting fact regarding the difference between masculine and feminine proper nouns. We have previously mentioned that masculine names end with tanween, although they are not nakira, indefinite, but instead they're ma'rifa, definite. For example, we say Muhammadun, Khalidun, Hamidun, Yasirun, Ammarun, Sa'idun, Aliyun, and Abbasun. However, there are a few exceptions to this rule. There are some masculine proper nouns that do not accept at-tanween. You will learn them as you progress with your studies. Here are a few examples. Muawiyatu, Khalifatu, Usamatu, Ismailu, Ibrahimu, Yaqubu. All of these nouns end in only one dhamma. Feminine proper nouns, on the other hand, have no tanween. So we say Aminatu, Zainabu, Fatimatu, Maryamu, Aishatu, Khadijatu, Safiyatu, and Ruqayyatu. It would be incorrect to pronounce these feminine proper nouns with tanween. The last and final exercise says اقرأ واكتب مع ضبط أواخر الكلمات, which means read and write with the vowelization of the endings of the words. For your last piece of homework, I would like you to write out each proper noun into your notebook, paying close attention to the last vowel sound on the ending of the word. I hope you've enjoyed and, more importantly, benefited from today's lesson, and I look forward to seeing you in part B.